Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to the Den of Tools. It is Monday, August 14th, which means it's time for Deals of the Week. Yeah, I know the Bear's not here. He's going to be back probably next week. We just got back into town after our 3-week road trip. We got in late last night, and he's still plumb tuckered out. So I'm doing it today. We'll have him back in the saddle next Monday. So let's jump in it. Let's jump into the deals and see what we got going on here. Let me see what we got. Well, first up, what we got, we talked about this one before. Where to go there? The Black & Decker here 20 Max tiller. It's still on sale. I got to say, this is a heck of a deal if you're looking to do some tilling in a small garden, light kind of duty kind of thing. This is not going to get, like, if you're up here in Montana, this probably isn't going to cut it. But if you're doing like, managed garden beds kind of stuff where you've already been working the soil kind of thing, you just need to recirculate stuff back into it. This is going to do it. It's a 20-volt system. It's cordless. It's gonna get it done. Again, light duty, but at that price, $48, it's hard not to think about it. Heck, you could probably mix some margaritas up with it if you wanted to. All right, let's keep going here. Next up, we got the Skilled. Now, this has been $300 for a long time. And then, of course, all the stuff happened with pandemics and whatnot, and prices went crazy, and it jumped up quite a bit. And it's back. This is back down to its regular price. This isn't really a deal price unless you consider what they were trying to gouge you for. So it's back at that price. If you've been waiting to get the Skill and you want to get it before waiting till, if you wait till Black Friday, you might save 30, 40 bucks on it. But for right now, if you want it right now, lowest price in 30 days, $300. It's a great saw. It's a fantastic saw. All right, let's talk about the Skill 20-volt tool here. Now, this one's on sale. Someone sent this to me, and I got to pump the brakes on this one. Looks like a great deal. Lowest price in 30 days, $70, but I know a little thing or two here about Amazon. Check this out. So Amazon partnered with Skill, of course, made by Shervon, and they came out with their own line called the Denali brand. This is just Skill painted gray with Denali on it. It's the exact same tool under the skin. It uses the same batteries, the same charger, so it's the same deal. And you're getting an extra battery in a bag for $3, for $2 more, $2.15, 16, 17 cents, like that. So, $2 for a battery, would you pay that more? I would. So, this is a fine deal, and maybe you do get the bag with this one. I don't know, but you definitely don't get the second battery with it. It only comes with one 2-amp-hour battery. You're going to get two with the Amazon brand. I know it's not as pretty in that gray or whatnot, but you know what? I could deal with it for $2 for a battery. All right, how about this? You were looking for some outdoor power equipment. Skill's got you covered here. The 40-volt. I always recommend the 40-volt systems or dual 18, 20 volts if you want. I will say I still lean towards dedicated batteries for outdoor power equipment. The 40-volt line is great. It's do your average kind of yard. You're looking 530 CFM. That's your dead middle of the road kind of power there for $87, and you're getting the full kit with that. All right, you're getting the 2.5 amp hour battery, and you're getting the charger. It's a great solid, just middle of the road blower at a solid price, $87 for a kit, down from $160. All right, let's keep going. We got to talk about middle of the road. Irwin vice grips. Okay, yeah, they used to be fantastic. They used to be made in the USA. They're not anymore. We all get it. But this is a great set of pliers, 8-piece set. Everything from pliers to needle nose to lineman to adjustable to some Cobra-esque kind of stuff for $72. And in the tool roll-up bag, that's a good deal right there. If you're just wanting to get a one-and-done solution, you're looking to upgrade to that middle-of-the-road kind of stuff, just everyday kind of use, this is a good set to do it with. Next up, we got to talk about jacks real quick. All right, so I've been thinking about switching to a 20-ton jack, and I've been looking at and chopping a bunch of them. This one popped up. This is the TCE, 20-ton, 40,000-pound hydraulic welded bottle heavy jack. All right, now the thing about this jack is I've been looking at the Harbor Freight jack, and the Harbor Freight jack runs $60 right now. Inside Track right now is $40 on that, which is not a bad deal. By the way, don't forget that big sales going on, the parking lot sales going on at Harbor Freight. I know I'm going on a tangent here. We did a video on it about a week or two ago. Go check that out. The deals start today, Monday through Thursday for Inside Track. And I do recommend being Inside Track if you shop at Harbor Freight on any kind of regular deal or you're looking to buy any bigger purchases, because usually your first purchase will cover the cost of Inside Track right there. That said, if you still don't want to do it, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's what you're looking for. Now, let's jump back here. So the Harbor Freight jack, these they look like kissing cousins. They look like the same, came out of the same factory or the factory across the street maybe. Anyway, looking at $25 versus $60 with nearly the same specs. Now this one does claim to go like half an inch to a quarter inch higher than the Harbor Freight one, but the numbers kind of get fudged at that point. Basically, they're in the same ballpark as far as lifting height and everything else. Let me know what you think. Are you thinking about switching to a bottle jack for carrying? Like, I'm in a truck. I'm in a 1-ton Ram 3500, and the scissor jacks, I don't like them. Nobody does. I'm thinking about switching this. What do you think? Anyway, let's keep going. I've dwelt on that enough. The Win variable speed cast iron benchtop drill press. This is like the Cadillac of DIY level drill presses, all right? That variable speed, you don't have to switch the belt or anything. You just dial it. Oh, I'm going to do some metal. I'm going to dial it down. I'm going to do some wood. I'm going to dial it back up. It's just easier. It's a luxury. Yeah. Is it better innately than the other drills? I don't think so. But having that feature on there, it's pretty nice. All right, $215, lowest price in 30 days on that. They've been blowing out a bunch of stuff. I think they feel Harbor Freight breathing down their neck because Harbor Freight's coming out. In fact, I think they're in some stores right now coming out with their own variable speed drill press. All right, next up, we got Greenworks. Now, this is that 2x24, so you're getting in that 48-volt range there, which I say is what you need. It's a 16-inch bar on it, okay? Basically, anything 16 inch is that middle-of-the-road homeowner size, all right? You're not going to fell redwoods in the forest and kill Ewoks and stuff like that. I joke, kids, I joke. And the Ewoks are fine. What you're going to do is you're going to trim trees, cut down shrubs, that kind of stuff, cut up some firewood and that kind of thing. And for $125, it's not a bad deal. It really isn't. And as I say, you really want to step up to 40 volt when you're doing the outdoor power equipment in most cases, unless you have a really small yard, you're doing really small things, okay? Now, if you want to go with the solid 40 volt, this is for a small yard, okay? Even though it's 40 volt, because look at this, it's a 16-inch mower. It's a 300 CFM. That's low. That's going to do dry grass, dry leaves. You're not going to do wet grass or leaves. You're not going to do big bushels of leaves. Okay, but you're sharing that battery. It's the same battery. It's a 4 amp hour battery, solid battery. And if you want to expand to other things, you can do that as well. By the way, if you really want to step up and get a good, like, solid middle, probably prosumer tier kind of outdoor power equipment, you got to look at the Greenworks 40 volt line like this. They have different levels in them. Greenworks is what we often recommend for that prosumer-esque. I like Hart at the entry level kind of stuff, and it gets up there. Greenworks kind of is in that middle area, and then I like to recommend the Ego 56 volt line for the premier kind of homeowner kind of stuff. Now, if you're talking professional and stuff like that, we have to talk about some other brands, or do we? Or maybe I got a phone call and heard about something with Ego. You'll have to stay tuned for that. Anyway, 40 volt, 16-inch brushless with attachment capable cordless string trimmer, Gen 2, 4 amp hour battery, charger included, all for $175. Even Amazon says that's a deal. All right, now if you want to add a little bit more, we got the pole saw with the pole trimmer. I got to tell you, pole saws are some of my favorite because you can do some cutting and you don't have to be up there next to that angry badger on a stick, okay? Chainsaws are great, but they're dangerous. And this is like when my wife wants to do stuff, pole saw, here you go. Keep it away from you. I like using them, and then you don't have to get a ladder out and do all that kind of weird stuff. Anyway, $218 for this deal. So basically, you're getting two tools in one, plus the battery and the charger for $218. Normally $350 on that one. All right, and we got the Greenworks. If you're going to the 40 volt line, you're going to have all these batteries. Don't settle for one charger. Get condense the space. 40 volt, 8 amp, dual port rapid charger from Greenworks there for $70. Lowest price in 30 days on that one. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. All this traveling, we were on the road for 3 weeks. We left here. We went all the way through North Dakota, Minnesota, down through Chicago, over to the Great Lakes on the other side of the Michigan side. Spent some time in Indiana, went down to Nashville, even did a little jaunt down to Alabama, and then worked our way back, went up to the Wisconsin Dells for a couple days, and then we went to the Iowa State Fair. I got to say a huge shout out, thank you. I can't name everybody here. We met so many great people on this trip, and people that recognized us that came over and said hi. And, being here in Montana, I don't get recognized a lot, and I didn't, every couple months or something, like somebody will say that they know who I am and stuff like that. Out in these places, it was just like out of the woodwork here and there, and it was a real humbling experience to realize what great fans and how amazing you all are. In fact, we're going to be doing a video here, what I did on my summer vacation kind of thing, talking about it, and I had a real just amazing experience with one fan in particular, and we're going to talk about that in that video at my boyhood home in Iowa. So anyway, let's keep going here. The TEPCO cordless drill set here, 20-volt cordless brushless drill. I make fun of the name, the TEPCO. It's ridiculous name. It looks like it's the overmolded aggressive. It's the extreme drill. I hate that kind of stuff. But I'll be honest, they sent me one of these drills. I was like, whatever. I tossed it over to a buddy of mine who is a professional. He said, I want to try it and put it through its paces. Let's see if we can kill it. He still has it. It's not his go-to drill. He's an M18 guy. Hardcore M18, but he keeps it around the house, and that's his around the house in the barn kind of drill, and he still uses it. He's like, I've even taken it on jobs and stuff. $68 for a brushless drill, metal chuck, 2 batteries, with a bag, with a charger. The bits, they're okay. They're bits. 30% off coupon on top of that. So what is that? $67. 10% would be $6. 3 times 18 is that $19 thereabouts. So that's a good chunk of savings for a brushless drill with a 1/2-inch keyless metal chuck and 2 batteries. That's ridiculous. There are not, the TEPCO doesn't have a huge line of tools. They got a small line, but there are other things out there you can use it with. But still, if you just need a dedicated cordless drill, brushless drill, less than $40, $50, $45. That's insane. All right, okay. DCK, you've heard me talk about DCK. I did a whole thing about the big red DCK, and then Torque Test Channel just did one as well. They were talking about it, and they couldn't get away from the puns either. Are there other sanders out there for less money? Yeah, there are, and there's sanders out there for more money. I will say this, from the DCK stuff I've seen, they seem to be good quality. Are they DeWalt, Milwaukee, Bosch kind of quality? I don't think so, but they're solid quality. $42.99 for a 3-amp, 6-speed, 5-inch random orbit sander. Not a bad deal. Of course, I like my corded sanders. And I know, and I'm going to say it before any of you get around to typing it, you're like, well, I got to do some sanding. Let me whip out my DCK. You're going to do it. You just know it. So let's get it out of the way there. This is a lightning deal. You only got 2 hours. I don't know if anybody's going to actually get a snag it on this by the time we get this uploaded and whatnot, but I had to include it. All right, Blaster. I tried to look for deals on this kind of stuff, and usually it's so close it's not worth it. And this isn't one of those. It's there. You can get it for a similar price, a little bit more at other places, but not free shipping to your door. And summertime is hard on garage doors. It gets hot. It's been hecka hot on our trip. We're like 90s and 100s. Boy, the Iowa State Fair. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Anyway, $581 is a decent price. Good time to add a little bit extra lubricant. Service your doors. Winter is a bad time for door springs. But you know what makes those door springs really have a hard time is when they got to work extra harder on the door. And during the summer, all those lubricants and stuff, it gets so hot they break down. So it's good time to clean and lubricate the tracks on your door. All right, Kroll. Is it Kroll? Kroll. Anyway, however you pronounce it. Penetrating oil, 8-ounce liquid. This is one of these things that I think just should always be sitting on the shelf. I have a shelf in my shop that has all these different lubricants and oils and, these kind of products and stuff that you just use around the shop, things you should have. I'm guessing most of you have this or something similar to it, and you're all good. But for those of you guys who don't, maybe you've run out, maybe you're a younger guy building up your shop, this is something you're not going to use a lot. You're not going to use it all that often, but when you need it, you need this stuff. And you don't want to have to run to the store to get it and whatnot. And it's $20, and which is about typical for about everywhere else, but they got a 5% off coupon with free shipping here on Amazon. You might as well grab it because this is something that everyone needs eventually if you don't need it right now. Better to have it now rather than having to run out and get it when you're in the middle of something. All right, Kaiweets. We've worked with Kaiweets. Have we worked with Kaiweets? I know we've talked about Kaiweets. I think we had them on here before. Anyway, non-voltage or non-contact voltage testers are a great thing to have. Safety first. I get a lot of people are like, you need to get a Fluke or you need to get, and I get it for a lot of that stuff. For non-contact, I mean, you're not touching it. So you don't need to stick it out there. The Kaiweeks is good enough. It'll work. You're looking at $14. It's down from $17. It's down to basically $15. Call it what it is. And then 5% off coupon on top of that. When you're dealing with mains, you don't want to do the touch test to see if it's still live. All right, Klein. Now, I've been saying this before. You got to get yourself a clamp tool. Got to get yourself a clamp multimeter. There's just things you can do with it that you can't do with anything else. And this great with this package, you're getting the Klein, which is a great tool. This is not one of their professional grade. This is their prosumer kind of grade. But you're getting the full electrical test kit. You're getting the plug tester, and you're getting the I don't even know what it's called, a isolator. What basically you don't want the two wires as you're clamping it because it's going to get confused. So you have to isolate those wires. Now I just bought a short one of those mini extension cords and they carefully slit down the center so I could separate the wires for testing. But this is a much better, much safer way of doing it, isn't it? Just get one of these, throw it in there, and then you can put the clamp through that through the hole in there, and you can actually test the flow rate on that. So, they don't call it flow rate, the surge or whatever. Anyway, $70.99 on that. All right, let's talk TopDon. TopDon's on sale right now, $85 for the 2,000 amp peak battery jump starter. It was $85, and there's a $10 off coupon on top of that. That's a heck of a deal. And then the 3,500. This is the one I keep in my truck. I do not leave home without this. This is I always keep one of these in my truck, and I'll be honest, I've never had to use it on my truck, but I have used it to save innumerable people, and I get to be the hero of the day, and I help out my friends. I help out people as I helped out somebody on this trip. They're stalled out, and I looked at them. I'm like, you need a jump? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, and it was, they were down on their luck. Their car wasn't so hot, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not hooking my truck up to your car. It's yeah, I'm a little bougie like that. But I could easily grab this sucker and plug it into about anything, and got them back and on their way here. $149, $20 off coupon. You get in the case with it. It's not the best price I've seen on this. This is not sponsored. A lot of times TopDon has sponsored videos here, and they'll give us an extra promotional code on top of it. And I don't know, they may do that again here sometime. I don't know what their schedule is. But if you missed out on those, this is still a good price. Is it a great price? No. Is it a good price? Yes. And if you don't have one, you got to get a jump starter, and if you don't believe me, and if you're like, oh, you're biased to TopDon, then buy somebody else. But good grief, get a jump starter for your car. All right, DeWalt over at Acme Tools. Acme Tools is doing a deal. Free DeWalt, let me scroll up here. Free DeWalt 20 volt max compact battery charger starter kit with select DeWalt 20 volt bare tool. So basically, it's taking any of these bare tools they've got in here, all of these things, and it's turning them into a tool kit. All right, so they're adding the battery and they're adding the charger for it. So if you're in the black and yellow and you're looking at stuff, and are they all atomic? Let's see. No, I don't think they are. This 20 volt max, this is an atomic. Huge fan of the atomic line. The drywall cutout tool, that's a decent tool. This thing right here, the atomic 20 volt max ratchet, that's a fantastic ratchet. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the form factor, but I can get over it for that one. The Ryobi one, that one's harder for me to get over. Anyway. Tool nut. Now, if you remember, I was talking about, I probably still have it around here somewhere. I have one of the, we talked about this deal. It was like $59. It was for this thing. This is this is the super lightweight, low. It's like 1.7 kind of thing, which is great on some of the smaller atomic tools. This is the power stack. This is a power stack, but this deal is the bigger 5 amp hour kit here for $279. This is the big boy kit, and if you've been looking to get one, this is the time to jump on it there. All right, and again, remember, we have links to all this stuff down below, so, and if there's any coupon codes or stuff, we always put that down there. And so the video description, you see the title of the video, and that's down there, it'll say see more. You click on that, expands out, and you'll see all that, the link to that, plus all the other stuff for the channel and whatnot. All right, Direct Tools. We got a video coming out about Direct Tools. If you don't know what Direct Tools is, this is TTI, that's Milwaukee Rigid, which is also AEG, Ryobi, and then Hart, and they're kissing cousins there, as well as Hoover and a couple other cleaning companies there. So anyway, that's all one big company under TTI, and Direct Tools is their factory outlet. It's not somebody else. They control this. I'll be honest, there you're going to mostly find Ryobi, some Rigid, some AEG, and some Hart. Every so often you'll find Milwaukee. That's it. We got a video coming out about a walkthrough of one of their stores here. Right now on the site here, they're doing, we got 27 items that will ship to home, 22 items that are in-store only. Right now, it's up to 35% off. So a lot of Ryobi stuff. There's a Rigid reconditioned charger there for 33% off. A lot of Ryobi deals. Some more Rigid batteries kind of stuff. That's mostly what we're going to see here. So if you're in those lines, be sure to check them out, all right? Let's keep going here. We got Masterforce. We went through Menards, too. There's another video we got coming out. I got to tell you, I love me some Menards. And if there's somebody from Menards watching, get your butts up here to Montana, folks. I would love to cover Menards more often, but I got a 5-6 hour drive to the nearest one. That's one way. So you guys got to get up here because A, I want to shop there. B, I'd love to cover your stuff. Masterforce 80-volt brushless cordless earth auger power head. Now, can you convert this to an ice cutter for ice fishing? I don't know, but maybe you could. Anyway, normally $300. Sale price plus Menards always does this 11% off rebate kind of thing. Takes it down to $200. This is an absolute beast for $200. Pro tip, if you have Menards in your area but you're looking to buy something at Home Depot will price match that 11% off rebate, and you don't have to mail it in. You just get it right there and then. That said, while we're at Menards, and I stumbled across this, and I remember vaguely, I'm pretty sure somebody told me this. Now, if you guys remember, our recommended go-to prosumer grade table saw is the Metabo HPT, and we've been watching that like a hawk. It's good. A couple years ago, it dropped real low in price. At one point, it dropped below $200. But they came out with the version 2 kind of thing, cleaned up some stuff, and it's been solid right at $500 to $450. Like $500 is what it coasts at, $450 is the sale price on it. Fantastic saw. All right. I always say you want to use the biggest saw you can get. And a lot of people don't have room for a permanent cabinet style saw. But, those little job site, super compact, tiny saws, they work and they're great for ripping lumber. But if you're going to be doing sheet goods and big, you want the big table and you want you want as much surface as you can get. And this kind of fakes that. You've got the outfeed table, it's got the full extension, it's got the fold down, it's got the ratcheting mechanism that everyone likes for $450. Like, what does this have to do with Menards? Well, Menards has got their own version. Now, I don't believe this is made by the same company. Or it might be, but there's some slight differences. I don't believe the table is quite as big. It doesn't have the little earlobe kind of things that stick out that extend the size of the table, but it's still a decent sized table and it's not a super compact saw. What it does have is it does have the ratcheting mechanism. It has the full extension. It has the flip down on the fence for all that stuff, and it has the outfeed table. Okay, and get this, look at that stand. That stand, to me, that's a four-legged stand with a dolly system. You got to lean it over and do that kind of thing. If you've worked with four-legged stands, you know what it's like trying to bend that thing back over and hope those legs don't break. This is a fantastic stand. Big wheels, go over all sorts of fantastic stand. And look at that price, $390 on that with the mail-in rebate. That is, the everyday price is cheaper than the sale price on the Metabo. This just seems to be I have no experience with this, and I can't really recommend it. But what I'm asking is, if you guys, for those of you who are in Menards country, let us know in the comments if you got this saw or you know somebody has this saw. I want to hear feedback on it, because that could be the new go-to prosumer grade saw, because it's checking every box about. All right, let's keep going here. All right, over at Home Depot, we're having a heck of a deal here. We got free gift with purchase, and that free gift on this, you're getting the 2 new extended reach ratchets, the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch ratchet there, combos, And you're getting, check this out, 4 batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4 2 amp hour batteries for value at $198 on that's $219. Here's the thing, if those of you who want to do the Home Depot hack, that's where you buy the 2 things and then you return the free item or one of the items. These come out to, I think, like $115, $117 for the 2 ratchets. That's tool only. You already have to be in the Rivy line to make that any good. And I'll be honest, I am not a fan of these ratchets. They're a well-made tool. They've got a lot of power. They do what they're supposed to. But for me, I can't get, and yes, there is a ring on the end of that. At least if you can see it, it's right there. There's a little ring that you pull up, and it allows the ratchet head to spin 360 degrees. Or when it gets it out of the way is what it does. It turns that battery, because that big Ryobi battery, the way it sticks out like an earlobe kind of thing, it gets it out of the way. No, it doesn't. Then it's in the way in a different way. I've had these, the first version. I hated it. I gave it away. But you know what? Some people are like, I have it and I love it, and you're an idiot. Great. I'm glad you love it. Have a great time with it. I'm just saying, for me, it's not for me. It bothers me. It's not a perfect solution. I don't think it's a good solution. But for those of you who are in the Ryobi line and don't want to switch out just to get a ratchet, I understand. And this is a great way to get 2 ratchets for a heck of a price. All right. Again, we got the Atomic 20 volt. Again, I already talked about how much I love the Atomic line. You're getting get this. You're getting the cordless, brushless, compact drill driver plus 2 batteries, charger, and a bag for $89. $89. Now, this is special buy, ends in 10 hours. It's going to turn back into a pumpkin. Empire level, and I'm playing with laser levels lately. And so we got you got the Carpenter square, and then you got the combination square there for $15. Empire makes good, solid stuff. Some of you are going to be like, they used to be so much better. That's great, but they're decent now. They're good quality. I know pros who use Empire. They work just fine. $15 seems like a heck of a deal on this. All right, let's keep going. We got the Warner 6-foot aluminum step ladder for 250 pounds. For those of you whose, your real ladder let you down, the step ladder is going to lift you up. $69.97. This is a solid price on that one. Let's keep going. All right, we covered all the tool deals and stuff. This is a little bonus round kind of stuff. And I got to talk about this because we just did this road trip. Set Power. Now, I've got a fridge from them. This is the newer version of that fridge. And they sent it to me a couple years ago, and we've been using it. And oh my gosh, and I've had several different, at this point, we've had 4 or 5 of these different cordless fridges. These things are fantastic. And people always go, and stop your little type. I can hear you click-clacking on the keyboard like, it's stupid to buy a $200 cooler when I can buy one for $5. But you can get yourself a styrofoam cooler, and it's going to break after one use or while you're using it, blah, blah, blah. Or you can get yourself a Coleman, stuff like this. Here's the deal. You're looking at $209. There's a $20 coupon that gets you the power cord. Set Power usually sells it separately, so you're getting the cup holder. It looks like a rod holder. I don't know what that thing is. You're getting the AC adapter there. Now I've got a whatchamacallit. I've got the Ram 3500. It has an inverter built into the dash, so we put this in the back seat between the 2 kids. Keeps them separated. Their own spaces, none of that he's touching me kind of stuff. And we put this in the middle between them. And here's a cool thing about it. So whichever one's asleep, the other one can help me, because on this, I think this got, the door opens from either side. So it's got those weird hinge mechanisms, so you can open it from either side. And, when I'm driving, I'm doing these 10, 12, 14-hour drives. I got to get me some of my caffeine. This is my preferred caffeine right here. I'll do the Pepsi Zero also. I'm not biased in any way. I just like the zero stuff, and it's what keeps me going. And now I keep it in. You pour that in my Buc-ee's cup, and I don't need any ice. And I could set it to the precise temperature I want. I keep it at 37 degrees. Trust me, the kids know Dad's a Nazi. Like, what's the temperature right there? It's at 40. Turn it down to 37 because their arms will bump it and stuff. Anyway, point of the matter is, this is a luxury item. It's a luxury item, but you know what some other luxury items are? Well, let me show you a different one. This is just because Set Power sent me this one. Fine, buy this one. Bodega cooler. It's got a smart feature on your phone. It's also a 20 quart. It was a 27 quart, 25 liter. I just realized I was 0 days old when I realized that quart and liter are almost exactly the same size. I don't know how that skipped me. 54 years old, and I just realized that. Anyway, $180, $190 on that one. But I don't know if I need the smart feature because usually my cooler is just like really nearby. But then, like, look at this. I've got one of these. I picked it up at a garage sale. I didn't pay $200 for it. They're great coolers. Is it going to keep as cool as long? No, because I can plug the other one in. All right, we went to a family. We got extended family's got a lake house in Indiana. We got there. There was a huge get together and stuff, and they had a full size fridge and they have a mini fridge, and they were full when we got there. And we had to go get more stuff. We went over to the Shipshewana and went to the Amish store and got a bunch of Amish baked goods and desserts and stuff, and brought our cooler in and plugged it in, and we could put all the other stuff in there. And I mean, it's awesome. And then when I'm not traveling, I keep it here at the shop over there in the other room, and I keep all my drinks in it. I use it literally 24/7. And then on the trip, plugged in 24/7. It's fantastic. You always see me testing power stations. I use it with that too. Anyway, you're looking at $200 on a cooler. This nothing. I mean, it looks nice. It's retro, but it's not going to get anything special. Or how about this? People will say, I wouldn't spend $200 on an electric cooler refrigerator. Then they'll buy a Yeti that's going to cost them twice as much or more. This is the 24 Roadie from Yeti. It's $250. It's a plastic cooler. Yeah, it locks tight and stuff, but there's nothing truly special about it. All right, and there's cheaper versions out there. Anyway, we'll have links to all this. And lastly, I'm going to talk about my hat here because I know someone's going to be like, what's up with the hat? If you've been around the channel, you know I do wear cowboy hats from time to time, but I usually wear felt. It's usually in the winter when it's cold and rainy kind of stuff. Never been one for the straw cowboy hat. And I was talking to a buddy, and he's like, he switched from ball caps to cowboy hats, and he was preaching to me. He's like, you gotta get yourself a straw hat. I'm like, well, I like my felt hat stuff. I don't know if I need a straw one. And I wear a ton of ball caps. After this trip, I don't know how many ball caps I'm going to be wearing because this thing is fantastic. What it does is, now this is a Cody James. It's the ones up there. It's Cody James, and I don't know if you can see it. It's a 20X. Now 20X on a straw hat it's how tight the weave is. All right, and 20X is fairly high. They go much higher, but 20X is a pretty reasonably high for an everyday wear kind of. That's what this is. This is an everyday kind of hat. But what it is with this mesh up here is it allows the heat to come off your head and to come out of the hat, while the hat still protects you from the sun. And yes, you can get one of the trucker style hats that'll do something similar, but not the same way this will. And you don't get the all-around protection like you do with this. I realize it's not perfect for every situation, but I knew someone was going to ask about the hat. And a lot of people, and pretty much everyone who ran into me, I was wearing this hat. And so I just wanted to talk about it and let you all know. I still love my felt hats in the winter, but in the summer, I'm going to probably be wearing more of the straw hats because they're super lightweight. They're super comfortable. You look darn good in them. And for me, they manage the heat better. Anyway, that's all we got for you today. As far as the whatchamacallit, the trip kind of thing, boy, that was, what a trip. And I'm going to have a video about it later. Thanks again to everyone who ran into us and that we got to meet out there. I'm going to be talking about some of them in an upcoming video. One of them has a podcast out of South Dakota. I love South Dakota. And we're going to be talking about that and whatnot. So anyway, make sure you've chomped the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on your way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.